Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Or put your hands in the air. Right. Many hands make light work. Joke for the day. Stop much explained. There's a chance I could actually get the heat treat done tonight. It's been raining for days. I don't think anybody on the streets planning their washing on the line. It might be dry tonight, so hopefully they just forgot about getting the washing done. So I'm trying to get this light one done here. I'm skeletonizing the handle slightly because the intended user is a bit of a speed merchant. Okay, so I'm just eking out some large holes there, and then that should be near ready for heat treat. So it's cobalt steel drill bits. I need a little bit of cutting fluid, and they seem to be cutting without a toilet hole at the moment. Quite pleasing. Get in there. What a pokey little drill. Ooh, sexy, sexy. So I'll hide the stamping because that'll give a clue as to who it's for. We don't want he or she to know yet. Big secret. So that looks about the middle. Cool, that was a good annealing job I did on this one. Come on, baby. Get in. Stonking job. Where's the stamp? That side. Right, so there we go. I'll sort of tidy that up slightly on a grinder, just to lighten the handle up slightly, because this person's all about balance and finesse and get it done right. Pretty damn light. Well, that's the lanyard hole. That's just skeletonized the lightness. Just a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't going to end up with this one either. One day I'll get one. See a bit. And this is the marauder I've had hanging around for days and weeks and months. So I'm going to, whilst the 10's in, I'm going to put the lanyard hole in this one. That's about there. See if we can nail. All I do to anneal it is leave it in the forge. If the forge cools under its own steam. Nice. That's a real fast hand axe, basically. So what I'm going to do now is pick some nice spacings for some brass pins I'm going to use. So I'm going to use a 3.5mm drill bit for 1/8 pins. 3.15-ish mil. Get that down in a sec. Actually managed to turn the drill a bit more light on it. More to go? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Be gentle on that because you don't have any sharp edges. Okay, now those who might not have been following my exploits of crude knife making over the last sort of 3 years, I do get quite excited when I use the pillar drill because I've only had it about 9 months or so. Up until then, drilling holes was the hardest thing I could possibly consider trying to do for a task. It was on the floor with a pistol drill, which is trying to do it with this and high-speed drill bits. The problem with that is the speed's too high, and bench drills you can gear down on the belts, so it's and the leverage that you get off this capstan handle gives you so much more relaxed power. If anybody needs to get a PM and say, if I was going to start, what sort of gear would I want to start off with, it would be something like a 2-inch belt grinder or 1x30. They're really useful. Maybe an angle grinder and then a bench drill, because to be quite honest, the low stress casual way of drilling holes, that you're not going to be able to get the same hole drilled with that, because the pistol drill is too fast, there's not enough torque, you're pressing on it, you're using all the muscles, you're bearing down, and all you got to do is that, clamp, a drill. Goggles. So everything's this height. It's not worth it. In a vice, you're there trying to use the pistol drill in a vice, and you're going like that, and when it does go through, not worth it. I mean, these things in England, there's a little one like that, they're about 75 quid, brand new. The better ones where you can actually crank the stage up and down, they're more like 180, but you can actually get that and you can wiggle it up. 75-80 quid and you're set up. Honest, one of the first bits of kit you can get. Okay, welcome back. The last time I put my maker's mark on, it was identifiable, but it wasn't really quite hard enough, so the usual big K come up and said, you need a bigger strike plate or a bigger hammer. Oh yeah, I got one. I just thought I'd get away with a little one. You live and learn. So here's my big strike plate. So if you're at a boot sale or a yard sale and you come across a piece of steel that's square, a foot across, and about that thick, say go a bit sort of nonchalant and try and get it for like $5 or £3 if you can, because I got it for £3. So there's a big strike plate. There we go. That's a big strike plate. Okay. Now there are other ones that are very similar to this, and they come in a handle, 2 little things over side and a wooden top, and it's machined off and milled off. Don't use that as a strike plate, because that's a machined bed, and what you use that for when it's really smooth is for measuring. If that was a height, you'd have another instrument there of a machined flat bottom with an index on the top of it, and you'd mark the thickness of that every single time, so when you machine your parts off, you know it's the same thing. It's called a surface plate, not a strike plate. Okay, so if you see one there and it's got a few dings in it, it's a strike plate, $3. if you get one of this all machined off, milled off, beautiful mirror finish, try and get it for $3. Yeah, but don't ever hit it. It's for you get this square base and a little top and maybe a bent funny nail thing, and you set your pattern up, and it's whatever that height. You ain't got to measure anymore because you've set that right. And every time you mill one off or you lathe one off, you put it down to there, and you got this index every time like that, because that's murder flat, and the murder flat bottom of that. Okay, so big ass strike plate, big ass hammer. Hallelujah. And obviously the handle stops there-ish, so I shall make that go to the end of the machined wonderfulness, which is there. Yep. And there's my Spartan helmet. It is a lot better. Can you see that? Annoying camera. There he is. Damn, that's so cool. Just for the sake of it, I'll put a double on that without the clue for who it's for on the other side. There's that there. There's that there. That there. That is absolutely amazing, isn't it? It's a shame that this camera's focus is abysmal. I'll try and set up again a minute. That was hard for that bloody camera. Anyway, maker's marks on there, and I'll hide the code for who it's destined for from view as often as I can. So there's the codes outside. I don't know. This is the enforcer that went wrong, so it hasn't got a choil on it. I can't remember what I was going to call this thing, so I'll come up with a name later. But this is a marauder. This is a lighter. This is like my baby sort of beast. So the beast is about this big, the berserker's that big. This is like, of the three in the series, this is the baby. But I still keep the handle long, so you can choke up for small work. I mean, look at it. Look at where the thumb is. You still span decent logs. Whack, and you've got that lovely the hilt on the back there, like goes like this for chopping. Two-handed, close work and rear. Oh, chunky blades. And obviously, because it's a leaf spring, I've kept the stock deep that way, thick that way, so if there's any imperfections inside I can't see, even though I've ground it right back. This thing should be as tough as boots, just tough. Okay, and I do temper them back quite a bit, so if it was on the Rockwell, this would be more like 57 than 60. Not that I know how to test it, because I ain't got the Brunel, the Moore, or the Rockwell tested. But they always hold an edge. They don't chip out. They don't roll. They hit cross grain. They split. They carve. They go through copper pipe. Bone. Okay, so somewhere on the line, I'm doing a reasonable job on it. That's the way I like it. Now, so Marauder. The thing. Rob's two berserkers, and let's hope I don't put some washing on the line tonight. Scott Wessex blades. What did I just say? Washing, great. But anyway, I hung because I'm not well at the moment, the last thing I want to do is get grinded with the mask and everything else. So I think the quick little productive job I can do is those small little neck knives that I've made a start on for prototypes basically. I'm going to drill out the 3.5s to a 5.5, the lanyard holes, and one of them I want to skeletonise with some 10mm as well, so just catch up with that really. So there's that one there, ready to go. So I'm going to do the top corner in the back of the blade. And let's just open that out. It's a nice little lanyard hole. Now, this is 01, this isn't a leaf spring. So all those, how can I put it, more intelligent knife makers, this is where they start. Yeah, you got your edge screwed on, guys. Leaf springs are a hard, long, drawn out, rind back way of doing it. And I'm going to, between the two sets of holes, there and there, I'm going to drill, do a pilot hole for the 10 rather than blast right through to start with, and I'll keep the drill in for the other one. So I'm going to open that up a bit, like that. A vague amount of skeletonization to lighten it up because it is a tiny little knife. Oop, and kill the camera. Oh, that blasts through. So this stock arrives already soft in a state called annealed. And then there's two further states where it's hardened and then where it's tempered back. And there's technical names for it, but rather blurry with science. This is soft. Then there's brittle. Hard but brittle like a file when it's gone in the oil from the heat. And then you don't want it murder hard, you temper it back. This comes annealed. And that went quite well because I could see that there's oil underneath the sellotape. So that was quite happy going through there. And there's 5.5. You know what, to be quite honest, I think that's quite nice. Like that. Okay. Let's open this one up to 5.5. It does make it a shade lighter, but it's just the opportunity to put a bit of lanyard through. Some paracord or some cordage. So you can wrap something down the end and make the handle appear longer. Now you will need a touch. Cutting. Different sound, he's not grinding his way through. That's better. So even though that was slow speed drilling, still put the mask on, because you never know. And I'll do some grinding back of that another day when I got this chesty cough out of the way. Hope you can see that. If I swing you around I can check that you'll see what you've done. So I've opened that up to a 5.5, so paracord and cordage can go quite happily. I've done 3.5s here, which would be jimping. So the stock's still at the top of there, so I've actually drilled through hole wise there. And when I grind back I'll end up with scoops like that. I only did 4, I could have gone that way, but I think that's plenty time if thumb goes there. Like that, I can't see what I'm doing now. Right, they're holes, like that. And then when I grind down to meet the top of where the blade is, I'll actually open the top of the hole up and end up with quite chunky jimping. That's now 5.5. And the big one, that's what it looks like from the back. That's pretty clear now, if you can see that. That's what it looked like. So now, he's 5.5. 2 5.5s in the middle, just to skeletonise it slightly. And also allows, I'm probably going to end up putting hardwood on these. I don't know. That's how it goes. The prototypes. I can do what I want. So, Scott from Wessex Blades, praying for a light rain. any Fords burning later. So watch the place, enjoy them again.